Okay, start.
Hello everyone, I am Sara Shafkat and today I will be discussing employees' contribution in organizational performance. As we usually know that employees work as individuals, groups and part of a system in departments and with other core departments within a team. And they have a set behavior within organization based on some principles that can improve organizational performance and effectiveness. In regulating any organizational behavior altogether, there are the disciplines that should be understood well by the management are psychology, social psychology, sociology, and anthropology. Like all these disciplines mainly are to understand the human behavior in terms of social surroundings. And in anthropology, if there is a diverse culture in an organization, like if we are working in an international scenario, like a team is here in Pakistan and other team is there in US or UK, there is a diverse culture. Okay, so to understand the behavior of all the teams working together, the diverse team working together, we need to understand their social scenario, where they are sitting and from where they are working. So we see that when we go beyond the boundaries, we are working in diverse environment. Even in the international, multinational organizations and international organizations working in one country, even or there are different people coming in through different social backgrounds. All right, and to manage these people, managers need to implement equal employment opportunity. Like even if the employees have different educational backgrounds or are coming from different educational systems, they should be offered equal opportunity and fair right to employment. Also, diverse workforce will work better and would be able to serve a diverse customers as well internationally. If you are doing some projects, they can be implemented in diverse cultures and diverse markets. Understanding the behavior of clients. Then to manage diversity, you should be developing personal skills for employees, for each employer, with keeping in mind the differences and different perspectives of thoughts and beliefs. Organizational behavior concerns to job environment, work ethics, absenteeism, employee turnover, productivity, and human performance and management. All these scenarios can positively contribute or negatively contribute to the organization performance. Like in case of dissatisfied employee, there can be mainly 4 kind of responses. Like if there is if we see a constructive feedback by an employee, if he is dissatisfied and he voices concern that I am feeling this problem or this instability in the organization, then this is a constructive criticism by employee, and he should be able to voice his concern in a positive environment in an organization. Otherwise, if his voice is hindered by the organization, he won't be able to voice his concerns, and discomfort level in the organization, he may leave or exit the organization, and this would contribute to the destructive performance of organization as a whole. And if there can be an employee who is working for a long time with the organization and feels loyalty to the organization in hard times of organization, then he can pass the that time period with patience and keeping a low profile, waiting for a good time. This is also a constructive to the organizational performance. But there can be also a destructive neglect by the employee, and it can create performance hindrance for the organization, or performance bottleneck for the organization if employee just neglects the scenario, his discomfort, and keeps working, and it could be a valuable feedback to the organization which he didn't give the organization or hold back. Alright, I have discussed this slide. As we see in growing times, as we are seeing a scenario of a highly competitive market these days, right? And the workforce and work environment is getting competitive day by day. Like here we see the chart from 2004 to 2011, and how was the work quality job, how was the good and bad time for getting a quality job. Like if we see, there is these days, as we are going in the recent years, getting a good job is really difficult. Work environment should be very positive to keep a organizational performance going. A positive work environment would force employees to reflect their best self and keep ethical behavior within the organization during work. How can you improve a work environment for the employees? And as we have already seen that we are managing diversity, and if we can make better work arrangements for diverse culture of employees. All right. For example, we can give them flexible time. Like if they have to do 8 hours job within a day, they can manage 8 hours within some different time slots if they are able to. Job sharing, like if in a week you have to complete 40 hours work, you can schedule your work with your co-team member to better allocate times to your suitability. Then there is an option for telecommuting if there are teams sitting offshore, and you can work from home. Then the working environment should be, if it is ethical, it would be a healthy environment for job performance for the employees, right? And there are laws being governed internationally for keeping the environment ethical, and organization can share rules and codes for ethical behavior that can tell the right behavior to follow to the employees and what not to follow. Do notions make us ethical? These days we talk a lot about EQ with IQ. All right. It is not just an intelligent quotient of employees that keep the organization going. It is also the employment emotional quotient that increases. If it is there in the employee, it enables him to feel sympathy for others as well as feel for himself. Okay, even if he is unethical in some cases, he may feel guilty if he is emotionally intelligent. All right, and that would motivate him to work in a ethical way. This is how we see dissatisfied employee. Like if there is a lot of job stress, if he is not able to perform well his job duties, then he would feel stress and it creates 32% of dissatisfaction. Then there comes pay. If he is not getting promotion, even then he can feel dissatisfied, or work is the actual work that he is doing, he is expert in that mostly, and it doesn't contribute to the dissatisfaction of the employee. But it is the other aspects of job that create more dissatisfaction in the employee, as we see here as well. This chart is also showing that work itself, that the job, that is the task he has to perform, is not creating more satisfaction. It is creating more satisfaction for the employee. But the other elements are creating less satisfaction in the employee, right? Are not enhancing his satisfaction much. This is a world chart where we can see the satisfaction level of employee with the country that he is working in. As we see, Denmark has a high satisfaction rate, where USA is third most, and then goes to Japan, being a very strict work environment, as we see in Japan and China, and this creates dissatisfaction level of employees.
Just wind it because it's stretching.
Yes, it is. These are the last ones. Yes, job satisfaction is correlated to organizational performance, and job satisfaction, we have seen that if job satisfaction comes with customer satisfaction. If there is less absenteeism, we can say employee is satisfied with his job. Less turnover adds to job satisfaction, and if an employee is not dissatisfied, or he is more satisfied, he won't be work deviant. Like, he won't disturb his co-workers, and he would work in a good manner.
Thank you. Do you have any questions?
Yes. Any questions you would like to ask? Yes.
One of the research is saying that diversity in the workforce creates a lot of problems.
But it creates problems. It do create problems. But I talked about diversity management. That there should be laws and there should be rules, and management should know about diversity management. That if there is a diverse workforce, like here as well, the management should be knowing what everyone strengths are and how to manage all these strengths, and diminishing some weaknesses if they have. Yes.
My question was not complete. The second part is that suppose you are having diversity on the basis of age. Some are seniors, some are juniors.
Yes, exactly.
Even they are having conflict, and the seniors are saying their juniors do not respect seniors.
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you are having a manager who is junior and
Yes,
another
exactly.
a worker who is
This is a
senior.
concern
So
of
how can you solve these issues?
These issues are also the problems that can be solved. Like if a senior employee is there and a junior employee is there, and juniors can also say that I am more energetic, I can put more working hours, but a senior person, because of his experience, he can take better decisions and do much experienced work within a less time. Right? See, and the management should know that what work or task can be handled better by a senior person, and and the work that can be done by a junior or less or younger person.
So you're talking.
Can I comment?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
We can resolve all of these problems from the top side, I would say.
Yes, exactly. This is the
If
management
the
job.
principal of the college or school
Yes.
have set some certain rules and have set some fines, right? And have set some punishments even. So it's gonna run in a very
So
smooth
yes.
way.
we are talking so
We have to create balance within every rules and all the regulations.
Yes.
They should be also flexible and not too strict to to restrict employees as well.
We are
And
using-
teachers should be example.
Of course,
They
as
should
I
not-
said, that the culture of the organization should be welcoming concerns from the employees. If anyone has any concern, they can voice it for a positive, constructive, as a constructive feedback to the organization.
I think there's a different kind of environment in different organizations.
Yes,
so what do you
exactly.
think, whose responsibility is this? Like there are some general ways, there are some general things, but what do you think whose responsibility is to teach these organizations? We have the university, when the students in the university, or when the person joins the company or the organization? What do you think?
Company has like I said that for personal development of all the employees at managerial level, at executive level, and junior job duties job people workers, they have some trainers and allocated in the organization who train from time to time with different job perspectives for the employees, and there are different management styles as well that I didn't include in this slide presentation, and it depends on how much interactive and networking is done by the higher management with their employees, and how much engagement they create within the employees and with the higher management as well.
No, that wasn't my question. My question was whose responsibility is to teach the people about the general principles of the organization. Is it university's responsibility or the
No, organization. Organization has their memos implemented or shared within the organization
okay.
from time to time.
Okay, very good.